Hello, collective. This is Chad for Artemis Oracle. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Just so everyone knows, I turned the chat off because right now I want to focus on doing a reading and not get distracted or pull on any specific person's energy because that tends to happen. And it's just making me think of a certain reader right now, and I understand why he says don't talk to me. Because when you're trying to do a general reading, you want to be able to read for what the message is to resonate with everybody, but you don't want it to, if you're engaging with one specific person, it kind of dictates the trajectory of the reading itself. So I want to see what does the Artemis Oracle Collective need to know at this time for the highest and greatest good? It's funny, I saw this card earlier and it came out. Key people carve the problem, and it says pass, right? So pass is usually like the key to a test. It tells you all the answers. So some of you may be getting all the answers that you're needing from people, key people, core people. Maybe getting the answers to get to the root of a specific problem that you may be dealing with, or you may be finding some sort of solution. Yeah, I don't like, silence is key. Silence is king. Yeah, some of you may be finding that the best way to get the answers you need is to remain silent. Whatever you do or say may be used against you in the court of law. So it's about you, whoever this resonates with. Someone has to, in order to get the answers to the questions that are burning, they need to stay silent. And they also tell us to do this when we're wanting to gain some more information. It's us remaining quiet, allowing someone to speak, observing someone and not interacting with them. It's like when nature photographers, they go out into like the safari and they want to take pictures of the lions and their lion cubs. They don't get involved. They start playing with the lions and stuff because, first of all, you might end up getting mauled to death. But it's, you just want to see how things happen without your influence or your interaction. You just want to see, maybe needing to do this if you're watching somebody, if you're observing somebody. This is a matter of watching in silence. Letting something come to light without you trying to force it out. The answers are going to be coming. It's just a matter of you not trying to get the answers. It's allowing the answers to come to you. This could be an intuitive message. It could be a download that you're getting, but it simply could be you just watching and waiting for whatever information you need or for someone to speak. Some of you could be in a non-contact situation and the silence is deafening to someone, and it's also going to give pause for someone or for you to consider what the issue is, what could be the possible solution, and if there's anything you need to do. Do you need to take any action, or you simply have to wait for someone else to take the action, for someone else to have that realization themselves? Okay, what else? The street. Circulation sports exhibit. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is you waiting for something to come to light, but you letting it happen on its own. You not trying to force it, because everything is going to come out. Everything is going to come out. Whatever information you need to know, whatever answers you need, they're going to come around. It's going to come around to you with circulation. It's going to get around to you. There may be something that's going to catch your attention. That's going to require you to be silent. Also move in silence too, because people may be watching you. They may be watching you and maybe spreading the news around. You gossip around you. Any news, anything that you're doing may be getting around, maybe going around. Immortality, resurrection, sublimation, piety, infinity. I see this as like the Scorpio card. There could be some sort of ending, or you're transitioning into something else. You're closing out a cycle and now entering a new one. Yeah, this card is in the reverse. It's torment. It's like you're no longer in this energy. or it could be whatever. I have to say this disclaimer. This message may not resonate with everybody. It could be what's going on around you. It could be something you experienced in the past. It could be something that you could look out for, but it could also be someone around you, because when you have people around you, their energy can permeate into yours, especially if they directly affect you, you know? So I don't know if someone around you or you could have been in this energy where you were depressed, anxious, but then you may have been going through some sort of dark night of the soul, and you may be emerging from that. Maybe feeling different, being resurrected, being revived in some way, but you're no longer the same, you know? And with this silent, this could have been the reason why someone may have been silent, you know, because they were going through some sort of transition, whether it was you or somebody around you. It was much needed. There may have been a period of isolation that was needed for you. This is giving me the hermit vibes. You know, the hermit goes within. The hermit isolates themselves. They no longer engage with anybody. They stay out of circulation, basically. Like no one has access to them. But the whole point of that is you're doing that, or someone was doing that because they're needing to do some sort of healing, a shedding, and now they're being reborn. You know, they're going through some sort of cycle where they're being resurrected. A part of them is being resurrected, or their sense of self is being resurrected. Because maybe in the past, like this is definitely like nothingness. And doesn't this remind you of the hermit too? So some of you may have Virgo in your chart, or you just simply were in that Virgo energy, like the hermit energy, needing to be on your own, not engaging with other people, even giving people who have been the source of problems in your life the silent treatment. No, that's not manipulation. It's self-care, you know? It's self-care. So I don't like when they say that, oh, giving people the silent treatment is narcissistic or whatever. It could be for some people if they're trying to get something out of it. But if you're doing it to maintain your peace and to get yourself out of this energy, this tormented energy where you've been stressed, depressed, anxious, trapped, lonely, negative, in this negative space, no, it's absolutely necessary for you to take time to yourself. You know, process whatever it is that you need to process so that you could come back stronger than ever, right? I know as cheesy as that shit sounds, but it's in reality, anyone who's ever gone on vacation understands. When you go on your vacation, you get the much needed break that you needed from work, or even from your family, or even from your partner. You know, sometimes people go on vacations with their friends away from their family or their partner, and they come back invigorated, revitalized in some way. That's the whole point of taking a break. It's for you to revitalize yourself, you know, revitalize yourself, reconnect to yourself. Also, it gives you a pause for you to even reflect on everything that you have, everything you've experienced, and where you are now and where you hope to be moving forward, you know? Because the whole point of this life is to be evolving, constantly evolving. We don't want to stay the same. I don't know. I mean, like some people, they want to stay the same body, you know? You want to maintain your body, but you know, you want your soul, your emotions, your mentality. You want to evolve. You know, we want to be better people. Hopefully everybody wants to be better people, and whatever that means for you, you know. Can I get one more card? I think that's it for that one. Little card flip collection. Remember I was talking about memories, where you have gone, where you've been. This card to me, it's about memories. You know, you have your pictures, you have a collection of pictures. It says unique antique sample. I mean, it could have to do with certain things that you own, but I feel like in this, since this is more so about people and yourself, this could be about your collection of memories, nostalgia, souvenirs. What they call that? Sentimental items. You know, those things that we collect over time, right? Some of you, with the torment card being here, it's like some of you are moving away from your past. And we're not where you're denying everything that you've experienced, but more like you're at a place of acceptance. You know, you understand that this, whatever you've experienced, your collection of memories, stories, anecdotes, all that stuff is part of your history, you know, and it's a matter of you finally being at peace with that. I would say this is what I'm getting. You know, you're being at peace with your history and knowing that it's brought you to a better place. It's what makes you who you are. It's also what helps you continuously evolve as a person. So some of you definitely have overcome some sort of dark night of the soul, and you may be coming out of isolation. You know, because I think some of you may have been out of circulation, if you know what I mean, you know, and it could even have to do with love, you know, like where you may not have been putting yourself out there. You may have been keeping more to yourself, focusing on finding solutions to whatever problems, even moving away from people who have been problems to you, you know, who have caused problems. But now it's like you're at this better place where now you're better, you feel renewed, and you've overcome whatever torment you were experiencing. So this is like, to me, it's like coming to some sort of acceptance. But, you know, everybody's situation is different. And the advice could be too is, you know, there are certain things that you can't move past, that you can't change. You know, our history, our past is a part of our history, you know, and we, you know, as much as people like to try to change history, if you know what I'm talking about, if you're in the US, you know, you can't. It's a part of us. It's ingrained in our DNA. It's ingrained in our ancestors, you know, and we're aspects of our ancestors, you know. Okay, let me see. Now, like, I'm gonna go into this love oracle deck. Oh, I love this because I looked at the bottom of revealing the truth deck, which is the cards I was using for this reading that I'm almost finished with. I was about to move into a love reading, but this is like, now you feel more optimistic. You know, I think with the acceptance is what's gonna bring optimism. You know, because if you understand and accept that there are certain things that you can't change, then you have nothing else to do but to move forward. You know, think about what it is that you want to focus on. What do you want to bring to yourself? All the good that you want for yourself. You know, all the good you want to attract to yourself. But it's wish, expect, desire. For some of you, your past could have been what's been creating some sort of blockages for you. But now that you have removed that blockage, whatever, it could be with, like it says, anxiety, bondage, which is like feeling restricted or feeling trapped, depression or sadness, even troubled, you know, not being sure how to fix something. But now you're starting to get the answers, and now you're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? You're starting to be more optimistic about what lies ahead for you. And also remembering that whatever you've experienced too is what strengthened you. And whatever strength you have now is what's going to push you forward towards the things that you desire, the things that you expect. Especially if you're trying to manifest, you're expecting things, you know, don't expect things from people, expect things from the universe. Like, I expect that you're going to bring what I desire, what I attract. Like, moving out of this energy is what's going to lift your vibration and make you more attractive to the things that you are attracted to, if you know what I mean, you know? So it's in alignment, you know, you're finally in alignment. This is so funny. I haven't shuffled this deck at all. And look at the bottom of the deck, silence. Silence is key, you know? Silence is key. Peace. Also, some of you know that acting out, giving people a reaction, it adds fuel to the fire, you know? And sometimes the only way to extinguish a fire is by just snuffing it out, you know? Silence, if you think about silence, it doesn't stoke a fire, you know? If anything, it snuffs it. It snuffs it. You know, words, stone wall, frozen. Eventually, whatever anger, whatever, if there was, I'm thinking anger because I saw the mortality card and I see the orange and red. Reminds me of fire. You're no longer feeding any negativity, any vampiric energies you may have experienced, the problems that you've experienced, like the problem people. Sometimes it's also realizing that, sometimes when you engage with the problem people, you become a problem person yourself. And you're realizing peace is golden. Silence is king, especially when you want to protect your peace. Look at the beginnings. Try again, new direction, start over. This is the mortality card. Okay, so I'm going to go into a love reading right now. I saw a card was in reverse. I try to keep my cards upright. If they come out in reverse, then to me that's significant. But if they're already in the reverse, I'd rather it come out reverse on its own. Not because it is. But let me see. Just want to make sure because... All right, let's see what messages does the collective need to know when it comes to love. What messages does the collective need to know when it comes to love? What messages does the collective need to know for love? I saw the finality card. And then right here we have the longing. I just said I saw the finality card. Okay, I want you to see, like I did that, right? It came out in the reverse. It came out, and I told you, I was talking about reversals, that I don't like when my cards are reversed. If they come out in reverse, that means something, right? Longing and finality. Somebody doesn't want something to end. They don't want to let you go. They don't want to say goodbye. They don't want to leave you behind. They don't want to close you out. They long for you. They crave you. They ache for you. They want you. Like you saw that card. It flew out. And I believe that was the card. I don't remember what card was reversed. I think that was the card that was reversed that I fixed. Because it was a black and white card. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's somebody that doesn't, and it could be somebody from your past because both of these cards are in black and white. But let's see. Longing and finality. What else can we get for this message? I see another card's in reverse. Let me fix that. I'm not even gonna look at it. Maybe I should just to. I saw the card. I'm gonna show it to you. The one that I fixed. The one that I fixed right now. I said releasing, and it was in the reverse. Yeah, I told you this. Somebody doesn't want to let you go. I want to take that card. They don't want to let you go. That's funny that card was. I just saw it because if it's in the reverse, it'll be like this. And I was like, I thought I fixed the cards. No, this card was also in reverse and I fixed it. I put it upright. I'm going to keep it in the reverse. This person does not want to let you go. They don't want to let you go. We saw the spine card too. The bottom of the deck. This, with them being in reverse, is like, no, I don't want to let go. No, I don't want to move on. And no, I don't want you to walk away. No farewells from me. No leaving me behind. And I don't want closure. I don't want this to end. This is what I'm getting. Somebody don't want to let you go. That card. Yeah, somebody knows they fucked up with mistakes, misunderstood, victim, lost soul. The song that came to my mind is, I can't live and living is without you. I can't live, I can't give anymore. The Mariah Carey version. Oh my God, what am I pulling on? Whose energy is this? What did you do to this person? Forbidden, non-committal sexual energy. So this person also is lusting for you. Maybe that's what the mistake was. thinking that you were that type of girl or that type of dude that they could just have this with, but they're like, oh, no, 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 no. I don't want you to walk away. Or simply they don't want you to walk away because that's how good, your nougat is. I don't know. I want to say nougat, your candy bar, your nougat or something. Something about Snickers. I'm thinking about Snickers right now. Is anybody, I wish I had the comments open right now. Somebody eats Snickers. Okay, those two cards fell out. Shocking fantasy, turmoil, trouble, unexpected. This is reminding me of the Tower card. So I don't know if somebody made a mistake. Okay. Sometimes people have weird people. Oh my gosh. Sometimes people have weird fantasies. I don't know if they shared something with you and it shocked the hell out of you and and they realized that was a mistake. That's side message. That may not be for everybody, but it could be that this person, the shocking thing was you've walked away from this person. I mean, take it as it resonates. Sometimes somebody walks away from you and you're longing for them, or vice versa. They're longing for you because you walked away. I don't know. Everybody's situation is different, but you wanting to close out a cycle, you wanting to end something is what's causing this person to realize their mistakes, to understand their mistakes. For some of you, this person may feel like you didn't understand them in some way, that you didn't really give them a chance. But for you walking away or you wanting not to have anything to do with them or whatever the situation is, it could be no contact, a breakup, it could be a disconnect or whatever it is. It shocked them. They shocked them. They're having like a realization too, that they weren't expecting you to walk away. That's what's shocking. They weren't expecting you to, because I don't know if everything seemed like it was going okay, but then there could have been something that triggered you and vice versa. You could have done something that triggered them. But there's definitely fantasizing going on. We did see the lusting card at the bottom of the deck, but we see here daydreaming, imagining, fantasizing. This person fantasizes about you. They think about you. What they think about, I don't know, because you can fantasize about getting married and having children, or you can fantasize about, the sexy times, right? But right here is the longing. There's desire. There's the need to touch, to cup, possibly. You see how she's cupping that bulb? Does this person like to cup you? You know what I mean? Like cup your face too? This person probably also likes the way you smell. They like to breathe you in, is what I'm getting. I would like to know. I brought sex cards, okay? I know YouTube won't like that, but I'm not monetized, so right now, not yet. I would love to do those types of readings because like yesterday, this side note, I have sons, right? So I was talking to my sons. I know this TMI, okay? But this is just to show you how comfortable I am talking about intimacy and stuff. I was asking him about condoms, about like, does he know how to use them? Like the word, and then I was telling him but I was talking about it like matter of fact. I could talk about that and it'd be matter of fact. Of course, it could be fun to talk about. We could laugh and like get giggly and shy and stuff. But I could talk about it like in a clinical way, So I don't know. You can let me know if that's something I should try doing, like an intimate type tarot. I bought some tarot cards like that. I even have some oracle cards that are like that too. So, you can let me know if that's something. At the bottom of the deck, we have hoping. So expecting, faith, and manifesting. This person can be manifesting you. And one of the ways of manifestation, regardless if you're trying to manifest a person, which is, I don't really like that because you will want somebody that wants to be with you, But if you are able, you and the person are aligned in some way, then that type of manifestation can work if you both want each other, right? But one of the ways that you can manifest is visualization, right? Fantasies. But this person is hoping that you will give them the opportunity to to come back, to make amends for their mistakes, if that's what they're wanting. I'm hoping you'll come back and change your mind in some way. It could be that. All right, so we have 6 cards here. All right. Yeah, this person knows they made a mistake. They're shocked that you even walked away, or vice versa. You're shocked that they walked away from you. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they said something that turned you off, or vice versa, but there's someone that's hoping. They're trying to maintain their faith. They don't want to give up hope. I brought tarot cards with me. I know I did. Do I want to use those? How much time do I have? I have a little bit of time. Okay. I'm going to use this new deck I have. I think I have a fascination with regular Rider-Waite tarot, like style. Like, I think I like the old-timey. Oh, wow, I split the deck. I don't know, did this person lie? I know I just took the cards out of the bag, but I was with these cards earlier because I try to prepare them, and then I also do a little reading for myself. But since I'm using them now, just this could be something that's relevant to somebody. I don't know if there was some sort of deception, sabotage, somebody was being sneaky, but we got the Ace of Cups here. Maybe somebody was like, yeah, I gotta stop fucking myself over and start focusing on myself, loving myself. Or it could be somebody was in denial about how they feel about somebody, the emotions that they have for someone. I don't know if this is with the Ace of Cups being here. Like, some of you may have decided to move away from the situation because your mental health, I don't know what happened. You may have chosen yourself over this person for whatever reason. Okay. But that might not resonate with everybody. But somebody did make a mistake. So maybe somebody lied about something. And earlier in the reading, we had the silence card. Some of you may have found out something, or you were just observing, watching, waiting, and then stuff started to come around. You may have gotten downloads, may have had dreams, intuitive nudges, stuff like that. You know what I just realized too? Is that right at the bottom of the truth, revealing the truth deck, is the hope card. Remember I showed you this card? Oh my gosh, that card just fell over. I'm gonna look at it. Hope, hoping, hope and hoping. Hope came out twice. Somebody's hoping. Somebody's hoping that you'll come back around. Heart fog. Mixed signals, blocked emotions, messed up. Wasn't I talking about somebody lying about their feelings? Like the sabotaging because they were with their feelings and stuff? Okay, that's interesting. That card came out. That fell. That was at the top of the deck. Okay, so who is this person that's longing? Nine of Swords, the longing person, the somebody that's can't sleep, can't eat, is stressed, anxious. I don't know, this person is bedridden or something. This person could be dreaming about you too. I did say fantasy, daydreaming. We have dreaming. We have Nine of Swords with the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is about resting, recuperation, healing, taking a pause, taking a break. But then the Nine of Swords is like, I don't think this person's sleeping well. They could be a Cancer or Pisces or have that in their chart, or it could just be somebody who's in their emotions. They may be hiding the fact that they're longing for you. Yeah, Emperor energy. It could be an Aries, or it could be somebody who embodies fire sign energy. Maybe a leader, maybe have a leadership role. That could be your energy too. That could be you. That's the Emperor or the Moon card, you know? Or think about the moon. Where do you see the moon? In the night. Sometimes you see the moon in the day, but you know what I mean. You see it in the night. This person's sleep is disrupted. Their sleep is disrupted at night. You know, they think about you, they long for you, but it could be an emperor. It could be someone who embodies that fiery boss-like energy. But you know, there could be someone who's, there may be someone who's a boss, a leader, business owner. or they could just simply be an Aries, a fire sign energy, or just somebody who embodies this energy as a whole, if they're not Aries. Okay. Now, why, okay, I'm going to try to keep this short. Oh, look, the sun came out in reverse. Yeah, someone's not happy. And this is the finality. Yes, some of you left because you were not happy. I don't know if this person was making you unhappy. You were not happy with the situation. You did, like, for some of you, you may have felt trapped. And we did have the torment card coming up in the first reading. So some of you, and it says bondage. Some of you may have felt trapped in this connection, and that's why you felt like you didn't have any freedom. You know, because I say freedom because the horse is there, a white horse, and it doesn't matter what color horse it is, but there's a white horse here. So some of you, you probably just wanted to cleanse your energy. You wanted to purify yourself of this situation. Or you just wanted to move away from whatever this, because sometimes you can still want to deal with somebody, but you just want like to start over. You want to like let's start fresh. Like, let me move away. Let's move away from this energy. Because, right, you know, sometimes we have the mortality, you know, something could be restarting, right? Or something could be ending, but allows for a new beginning. But a new beginning could be with a brand new person, or it could be with the same person. You're just like leaving the past behind and moving forward, which is something I mentioned with the collection card earlier, right? If you missed the earlier part of the reading, I would suggest you watch that so you could put the message together, you know, but I am referencing the cards that I read earlier from the Revealing the Truth Oracle deck. Yeah, so some of you may have felt trapped, maybe tormented and, you know, stressed, trapped. You weren't happy with the situation, which kind of makes sense. And that's what made you, you know, like decide that it wasn't the best one for you because you weren't happy. You know, you probably lost hope. Some of you may have lost hope. Some of you may have lost hope because we have the hope card in the bottom of both decks. You know, when you're happy, you're optimistic, you're feeling good about yourself, you're feeling good about your situation, you are already in the hopeful energy. But if you're in the sun reverse, there was something that needed to change, you know, and it wasn't happening. So, because you weren't happy. Now, releasing. Knight of Swords. I don't know if Knight of Swords. Let me get more. It's for releasing. Not wanting to let you go. This person's going to come back and communicate with you. They may come out of nowhere with the Knight of Swords. The fact this person doesn't want to make you unhappy. Because the reason why I'm looking at it this way, because it's like this is a horse, right? This one is running. You know, some of you may have been wanting to release, but I feel like this person doesn't want to release you. I feel like, I don't know if you have somebody chasing you or this person is going to start chasing you. Or they're going to be rushing towards you to communicate something to you. Have the King of Swords at the bottom with the Knight of Swords. That's fire, air sign energies. The sun is Leo. They don't want to let you go. They don't want you to walk. If you walk away, they're gonna be chasing you, or they already are chasing you, or they're gonna start chasing you. What else? Let's move on from that. Yeah. See, I was telling you I wanted to move on from that because, and then I laughed because the moving on card was in reverse. And then look, yeah, the person doesn't want you to move on. I don't know if this person is going to try to stabilize the relationship by giving you some sort of offer. And it's like coming from they're trying to ground you or ground the situation, or I want to say stabilize the situation. Because I don't know if this situation brought you some sort of instability and that's what caused you to move forward. Like decide to like move on from this. What is the mistake this person made? I don't know, somebody was dealing with other people. With Three of Pentacles. I don't know, they were dealing with somebody else. I mean, dealing with them, it could be anything. It could be talking to them. Okay, this side note. Sometimes, you know, like, and this happened to me once, and this is the only reason why I'm saying it, because this is not everybody's situation. Some people just were dealing with somebody else. But sometimes when you see somebody talking to somebody else, and then you think something, but it's not what it is, it's not what it seems. And because I see misunderstood here. So I don't know, for some of you, this person knows they fucked up. They were probably entertaining somebody else, talking to somebody else, maybe even doing more with somebody else. But another thing too is that you may have mistaken them from doing something else when they were just simply talking, but they may not have been doing anything. You know, you misunderstood the situation. You know, they may have been talking to somebody, but it wasn't in that way, and it was misunderstood. That's not for everybody. Sometimes I don't want to be giving false hope and be telling somebody that, oh yeah, my person was, you know, they were talking, like if they were cheating on you, you know, you will feel it, you will sense it, you know, you will know. If you're paying attention, of course, if you're seeing the signs and stuff. Now, if you're completely oblivious, then, you know, I can't help you there. But, you know, sometimes you can sense these things. But sometimes when you see something, your mind can go there, especially if you've experienced that in the past. Experienced people who were cheating, you know. Okay, tell me more about the mistake. What else? This card came out. Ugh. Seven of Pentacles. For some of you, too, this person maybe took too long to make a decision about your relationship, too. Like, they were like, not making any moves. They were just like in this evaluation period. I 7-Eleven right now. So somebody may have been taking too long to make a decision. Too. And then some of you were like, you know what? I'll make the decision for you. I'll make it so easy. Like, you don't even have to worry about this anymore. You know, some of you may have gotten sick of being in this place where you were in the unknown, because when you don't know where you stand, it puts you in this energy. But then, like, if you decided to walk away, you just like, you took yourself out of this energy, you know, you brought yourself peace. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, you brought yourself peace because you moved on. Yeah, the person knows they took too long to make a decision, right? I don't know, too, if this person took too long to make some sort of decision, like say, no, I need to think about it. I need more time, or, you know, I need to do this. And you're like, okay, you know, I'll let you work that shit out yourself, but then I'm just going to see my way out of it, you know? But it could be other too, that some of you may have saw somebody talking to somebody and they may not have been, you know, you could have been mistaken about what they were doing. But for some of you, this person could have been dealing with another person, you know? Now, what is the shocking? What is the shocking energy? Turmoil, trouble, unexpected. Because I'm still learning about tarot, right? Because I know like the basic meanings, and I have the intuitive readings, but I still continue to learn what the cards are. Some of you may have stopped engaging with this person in the sexual way. You know, with the High Priestess, the High Priestess is someone who holds secrets, keeps secrets. She knows secrets. This is kind of tying in with the Silence card, because you see the High Priestess, she observes, she takes in information, she channels, essentially, you know. She not only receives information, but through observation and through her senses, but also what she receives from the higher source, right? But then, I don't know if she's also known as being very sensual, and not everybody knows that aspect of her, which is what I've learned. I've heard this before, but I was reminded of that meaning recently. And I was like, yeah, I have to remember that, you know. She can be sensual. And since we are talking about lover here, some of you may be holding back your sexuality. You're no longer giving to this person in that aspect. You know, you're holding back you're protecting, you're preserving yourself in that way. And that's what the Silence is, because you could have been like, no longer giving in to them, you know, in that way too, because of what happened, depending on the type of situation you have with them. But for some of you, it could just be that some of you gained some sort of information that may have been very disappointing to you, and that's what caused you to block this person out. You know, whatever you learned through the silence, you letting things come to you, letting your intuition guide you, also allowing yourself to, you know, news to come to you that you know kind of confirms what you were suspecting too. That's what caused you to block this person out. And then this is what's shocking to them, that you actually blocked them. Some of you may have actually blocked this person from you. They can no longer talk to you. You may have even blocked them energetically if they were someone that you could connect to in the telepathic sense, you know. I don't know if this is someone that you could read each other's mind. Like you could read each other's minds. That's how connected you were. But some of you may have like severed that tie, that bond. Okay, what is the fantasy about? Seven of Swords. Okay, the Judgment card came out in reversed. They don't want you to make a final decision about them. Yet, look at that. They don't want you to make a final decision in the world. They don't want you to close out the cycle. They don't want you to close out the cycle. They don't want you to like count them out is what I want to say. You know, because the fantasy is that you will allow them back. You will allow them to return. You know, you will allow them to return to you. But the thing is, are they going to come back honestly? Are they going to be open? Are they going to still keep secrets? I don't know if somebody was keeping secrets. And you may have sensed that too. And that may be one of the reasons why you're blocking them. But with the Judgment card being in the reverse, it's like, they don't want you to make the final decision, or they're getting some sort of wake-up call, or maybe they need a wake-up call, that there's going to be, I think this person doesn't understand that whatever the issue was bringing this closure of a cycle. And they don't want you to make that final decision to close out the cycle, you know? They may be confused. You could be confused about the situation, about what you want to do. But for some of you, if you've already come to terms and you accept the situation for what it is and you're already at peace, this could be this person's energy where they feel like they're unsure. They don't really know where they stand with mixed signals, blocked emotions, messed up. They know they messed up. That aligns with mistakes. They messed up. They know they messed up with something, and they're not really sure, like I said, where they stand. Like they don't know where they stand with you. They don't know how you feel about them because, like I said, some of you may have blocked them out. You no longer engage with them, even in the 5D. Energetically, you've blocked them out in every sense of the word. That may resonate with some of you, not everybody, you know. It depends on how deep the connection was and if you even reached that level where you could read each other's minds or you could sense each other. But since this person can no longer sense you, if that resonates with you, or you just completely block them out, they are basically in limbo, you know? They're in limbo. And they know that it was their own doing. Like this person, like I was manifesting, we have the hoping card, and it says manifesting. This person's definitely wanting to manifest you back, but for some of you, you may be resisting it. You may sense this energetic pull, but then some of you you're resisting it because, like I said, you felt like you had to stabilize yourself. Foundations card, you know, you had to stabilize yourself because for some of you, you may have been destabilized by what you learned or what you have observed or the information you received. And you've withdrawn from this person, but somehow they're still wanting to cling on to you. They may be watching you, maybe obsessed. They're still trying to hold on to you. Some of you may still feel them energetically, you know, but they can't feel you. So you've blocked them out in that way. But this person may be manifesting you. This person may be a Gemini. We got the World card. That's the fixed signs, but also Capricorn. So we had fixed signs is Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo, right? Then the Judgment card is Scorpio energy. And the High Priestess is Cancer. I also read it as Pisces. Chariot card is Cancer. And the Moon is Pisces and Cancer as well. And then we have the sun, that is Leo. So those may be your signs, and maybe their signs. It could be the season that something happened or something may happen. Or that could be the seasons when you met each other too, you know? So let's see what time it is. It's 3 o'clock. Let me see. So for some of you, I want you to think of a question in your mind, okay? And when you know what? I don't know if I should do this. Look at this at the bottom of the deck. It says haunted. Haunted. This person is haunted. They can't get you out of their head. Your memory haunts them any day now. For some of you, if you're wanting this person to reach out to you, they may be reaching out to you. Or any day now, this person may reach out to you regardless of whether or not you want them to, if they have access to you in some way. And that could be what the Ace of Pentacles is too. But I wanted to see what the advice is. Okay, let's see what the advice is for whoever needs it. No, the possible outcome. That'll probably be a better choice. What is the possible outcome when it comes to the situation? What is the possible outcome? I mean, based on what we see here, it's like somebody has a decision. Somebody may be coming forward, trying. So, possible outcome. Let's see what the cards say. I don't want to put in my 2 cents. What is the possible outcome in the situation? What is the possible outcome when it comes to the situation? Okay. So the first card that we have is the 8 of Wands. So then there may be some sort of communication coming in. This person may be coming towards you very quickly and out of nowhere. This communication may come out of nowhere very quickly, too, unexpectedly, right? We also have the Strength card, Leo energy. So this person, you may feel the need to hold back, pull back, but this person may be trying to find the courage to come forward, or this person may be trying to resist the urge to come forward to you. Queen of Wands in the reverse. I would just say beware of why the Queen of Wands came out in the reverse. Hopefully this person isn't coming back because they're jealous or they want. No, that'd be too weird, but that's possible. You know what? I don't think it's that. I don't think it's jealousy, because for me, and I'm not getting jealousy here at all. You know your situation more than I do, and I appreciate you all for just continuing to watch and like the live stream, even though I have the comment section closed. I really appreciate you. But I feel like this person is the courage. I feel like this person does not feel confident, because the Queen of Wands is, in the best sense, is someone who's very confident in themselves. I feel like this person doesn't feel confident. They want to come forward, but they're not confident about how you're going to accept them, if you're going to be welcoming to them. Are you going to be warm, or are you going to be cold? You know, because this is fire sign energy. Are you going to be warm to them, or are you just going to ice them out? Because the Queen of Wands is a very loving, generous energy. So that's where I don't feel like this person is sure about how you're going to receive them. You know, if you're going to be warm. I see a lot of fire sign energy. The Sun, Strength, and Queen of Wands. And then Leo heavy, very Leo heavy. Definitely someone needing to, they're definitely working on their courage to come forward, because they're working on their confidence to come forward, because they do want to revive the situation, you know? They don't want the situation to die. They don't want you to close out the cycle. They want a new beginning, you know? But for some of you, depending on the situation, that's ultimately up to you. The outcome is ultimately up to you. You know, if you want to welcome this person back, or you completely are going to ice them out. You're not going to be showing them that loving, warm energy that you may have shown them in the past. You know, you may choose to cut the cord, move on, and start brand new without them, or you may revive the situation and find the solution to whatever problem you and them have. It's simply a misunderstanding, you know, but everybody's situation is different, you know. But someone's definitely feeling burdened. They're feeling burdened by the situation, you know, and they're hoping that you might bring them some sort of relief. Hopefully not like, you know, wand relief, you know what I mean? Hopefully it's not that, but you will know your person. You will know who I'm talking about if this reading resonates with you at all, if any aspect of the reading resonates with you. So I hope this reading helps you in the best way. It gives you the clarity, information, confirmation that you needed about your situation. And ultimately, you know, you get to make the best decision for yourself based on your experience, your intuition, and your hopes when it comes to you moving forward or moving onward, you know. I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you on the live stream later on today. And I'll most likely have the chat open then. So if you're able to join me, please subscribe in order to talk with me in the chat, because I'm only going to have subscriber mode on for that. And thank you again for all the likes, for sharing if you did share, subscribing if you did subscribe. And I hope to see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.